All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Skill Trails channel. Now, today I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why I believe a micro crawler should be your first RC. It just really depends on what style you like to do. If you like going off ramps, jumps, and stuff like that, then yeah, you're going to want to get something faster. But if you like kind of just enjoying nature, just going out on trails and stuff like that, then a RC crawler is the way to go. So I've owned quite a few of these RC crawlers. Obviously, I have 3 right here. But I also have had the Axial Trail Honcho, that was a 1/10 scale, and then I had a Jeep Wrangler as well. So those are both 10 scales, fun, but by far these little ones have been the most fun out of all the crawlers that I've owned. So it doesn't necessarily have to be any of these that you see on the table here, but these are the ones that I have. But anyways, let's just jump straight into this. Now, the first reason is probably why a lot of people got into these in the first place is just how small they are. You could crawl it literally anywhere. You could crawl this in your house if you want to. You could crawl it outside just on some small rocks, and truly anything is really an obstacle for these little things. I mean, as you can see from all my YouTube shorts, you could see that it looks pretty scale in some of those shots. So if you drive it correctly and you're not just going all over the place, bouncing it all over rocks, and it looks pretty cool. I was skeptical at first when I first bought these because I was just kind of wondering how anything this small could be fun. But I ended up buying it and I was completely wrong. Like I was saying earlier, I thought these things would just bounce all over the place, but it's really just how you drive it. If you're going full throttle over rocks, then obviously it just looks kind of goofy in my opinion. But if you're just really trying to get a scale look to it and you're going slow, crawling slow, you could get some really cool shots, and it's just more enjoyable in that way to me. Now, moving on into number 2 is the price. So obviously these things are all over the price range. You go expensive, you go cheap. The SEX24 Bronco, Axial SEX24 Bronco right now, I think it's on sale for about $100. So you can't beat that. Axial is a great name in the game right now, and it's just a lot of fun just straight out of the box. So personally, if I was just looking at these right now, I would look at the Axial SEX24s. They have the Red Cat Racing ones too. I'm not as big of a fan. They don't look as scale to me, those ones, but some of them are pretty cool. But these are just absolutely amazing. You can see the scale looks. I got the Jeep Gladiator right here. I think it's pretty sweet. And then I got the Power Wagon. I've already talked about this one too many times on my channel, but it's a love-hate thing for this thing, but maybe one day I'll put some more money into it. But yeah, it's just cheap to get started with these. You don't have to spend $300 or $400 like some of the other 1/10 scales. So it's just cheap and easy to get into this hobby with something this cheap. Now, moving on into number 3 is the mod support for these things is absolutely amazing. So tons of different mods. This is the one that I've modded the most by far. I got new wheels, new tires, roof rack, lights, bumpers, all different kinds of stuff underneath to make it go over rocks easier. And it's all cheap. It's all cheap mods. I think a pair of wheels and tires, brand new, I think it ran me about 25 to 30 bucks. So that's hard to beat. You know, more expensive crawlers, you're looking probably around $50, $60, $70 for some beadlock wheels and some new tires. But it really is just satisfying to mod these things out. It's easy. There's not tons of parts. I mean, it is a little bit tedious sometimes since it is so small. That's the only thing. But once you get used to it, it really is fun to mod, and the mods are cheap, easy to put on, like I said. Just overall change the whole look of the trucks. Now, moving on to number 4 here is kind of a parallel to the last one I just said, but it is very easy to work on these. It only takes a couple tools. I'm pretty sure a lot of the kits actually just come with the tools, so you could just use the tools that come with the kits right away. But nothing on these trucks is really that complicated. It's all pretty simple. You got the axles, you got suspension. It's all just kind of bare bones, but it's easy to work on. You don't have to remove tons of things to get to the motor, tons of things to change the axles. It's just a lot easier to work on this than a bigger truck. And if you're just getting into the hobby, this might be something that you would enjoy. Now, at times I will say it is a little bit tedious to get in there and do things, but overall it is really easy to work on. Now, moving on into number 5 is the community that goes along with these. It's absolutely amazing. If you go on Reddit, YouTube, anywhere, there's tons of support for these, tons of how-tos, tons of people giving advice. And I mean, as long as you stay away from all the guys that, you know, put the wheels, big wheels and the big axles on there, you'll be fine. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, the community for this is really great. Tons of helpful people out there, tons of builds that you could kind of base your build off of, and just lots of stuff all over the internet for these. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out, guys.